Nigel, he mentioned that the biggest takeaway was just the boards on Saturday, getting the assist to turnover ratio better. Just what was your takeaway on Saturday?
Well, first of all, it's good that the players come out of a film session and they hit point blank with the two takeaways. Where one, we just got pounded on the glass. I think we've talked all year like we knew it. Going through it with Mo. It was unfortunate the foul trouble he got in. That's a whole nother discussion. But he was +3 when we were on the court with him, and in the 20 minutes he played. And we've got to keep him in the game. And when he's not, we've got to rebound. I need more rebounding out of some of our longer guys. We talk about, hey, we're longer, more athletic, but we got to play that way on the glass, offensively and defensively. And we just didn't. They out-rebounded us on the offense. They went violently to the glass. We've got to grow from that. I'm a big believer in life, man. A really big believer is everything's opportunities to learn and grow. And you got to do that. You got to be a lifetime learner. And for us, some of our wings got to learn the level of intensity to crash the offensive glass and then to go to out and rebounding. The second thing is it was completely not like us we've done a great job in our culture of passing up a decent shot for a better shot and thus having a lot of assists. And we just didn't quite do that. And a lot of that is them. They're elite defensively, elite atmosphere, and it gets you sometimes playing a little rushed like that, and you might not pass up a decent shot for a better shot. And that's why you learn from it. It's a great game to learn from. I didn't want to learn with a loss, but you got to take something away from that. And there was a lot of areas. It was a great game to grow from watching Gonzaga.
Is one of those defensive, I know you thought you were a good defensive team. Maybe that game is not a great game to really look at it totally, but what do you think about your team defensively at this point?
You take them on the half court, we held them to 0.9 something points per possession. That's like outstanding. But then you throw in all the extra shots they got in the transition D, that's when it went up. So the defensive numbers went down because of all the extra shots. They had 21 more shots than us. It's almost unheard of to win in an atmosphere like that, letting them have 21 more shots. So when we were on the half court, because there's such a unique team to guard, I don't know if we'll face a team like that with double 6'10s who both they pound in. And it's just very unique. And then they got guys that crash, and then they got some shooters. So elite offensive team that's unique to guard because of the amount of post-ups they're going to have. On the half court, we did some good things. It just the defense went like this when they got so many extra shots on the offensive glass.
I think you guys outscored them in the second half. Did that response in the second half give you some confidence moving forward that this group will regroup?
Yeah, it's a veteran group. We've built great relationships fast, and there's trust in there. I mean, the halftime of our opener against St. Francis was some halftime adjustments of some different things of effort and doing what we do. And I thought at halftime we talked about the same thing. So to be plus that in the second half, and then Mo played more minutes in the second half. We got to help Kai move along. That's on me. And we've got to, when we play small ball with Tay, and we've played small ball before, and the small ball wasn't 6'9", 6'8", 6'7". So we got to play 6'9", 6'8", 6'7", rebounding wise if we go to that small lineup.
Are you seeing any common threads whenever Mo gets in foul trouble? What do you do from a coaching standpoint to essentially clean that up without sacrificing his athleticism?
We really been focusing on Mo being more disciplined, and I thought he was. I thought the first foul was just right out of the game, just threw it inside and they called a quick foul. To me, I'm not about that. And then the second one, I thought Mo got a charge, dropped his shoulder. I thought Mo played great defense. The third one in the first half was a screen. I thought the kid ran right into the screen. So we're working on Mo. Unfortunately, they were called. But Mo's been really good at trying to be disciplined. He's been really good. I thought he ended the year being disciplined, but it's going to be a constant thing for us with him with that. And we know teams are going to go at him. He's really good defender. He had some unbelievable plays defensively in the second half. Some blocks, some plays, and he's just been really valuable for us.
We're coming off a game like this. How much does it help to have a veteran point guard in Nijel that's been through a lot of these ups and downs of the season to kind of facilitate your message to the rest of the guys?
And same with X, both of them. Those two point guards came out of the film session, and they're like, they sometimes young people, don't want to hear the truth. And man, when you got leaders that starts with them saying, man, the truth is we got just pounded physics. There's no tactical thing about the rebounding part of it when they just go violently from the corners, and you got to have a body on a body, and you got to block them out, and or you've got to go violently and go get it. That was a big disparity right there. And then they really got the thing. I want Nijel Pack. I want all the X-Brown. I want all the guys that we want stepping in confidently, as many shots. But sometimes if two guys are flying at you, you won more. And we talked about that. That's a fine line to get across as a coach. I do not want them to hesitate. I don't want them to think that I don't want them to shoot. I do. I need them to. But we also got to understand part of great basketball is maybe passing up an okay one for a better one. And that's ball movement, that's spacing, that's throwing ropes as passes, that's fundamentals. And that's what we're getting to. We're in the second game, and we're going to get to that because we got really good, responsive veteran guys who got it and came out of a film session. And same thing with the coaches. We got to be able to handle the truth. The truth is we got out physical, all right? And that starts with me, and setting the tone.
Porter, you mentioned Kai. What was the process like to try to get him ready to be ready to go Saturday?
He had to, his first game, because he missed the first game, we're asking him to guard an All-American veteran. Welcome to college basketball, Kai. So, he had to do that. And so it was a big challenge. He's got to just every day come with his hard hat on and his notebook and ready to learn and ready to make mistakes out of aggression. And that's my biggest message to him. You make mistakes, make it out of aggression. We'll figure the rest out. But just come in physical, motor, and let's make those kind of mistakes. And it's common for guys to make mistakes out of they're thinking too much. It's the first time they're on the stage. That's common. And I got to help Kai be uncommon and understand that it's okay to make mistakes out of just aggression.
Porter, you guys have played here every year. So,
Yeah.
What do you think about this court? Your guys seem to be shooting okay out here.
Well, if you remember the genesis of it, I remember coming to a volleyball game here and looking up at Alvin Adams' name, and I'm looking around, and I just see some legendary guys up here, and I just like, how cool would this be? I'm always trying as hard as I can to get a home court atmosphere with a hard place to play, and I'm like, so then that's how it started 2 years ago. Last year was during finals, so that wasn't optimal, but this year I'm excited. First, the McCasland name, I've gotten to know the grandson and what they've done for the University of Oklahoma, the McCasland name, and then also have the students being so close over to me and everything, and also playing here. I just think it's a win-win, great atmosphere, and I hope it's a win-win-win after the game. So, but yeah, I just think it's a cool part of our schedule.
What were your conversations with Alec last week? How difficult is that at this point in the season?
It's not optimal. It's not optimal that it happened after one game. We had committed to each other in the off season, about a year ago, and then talked through the off season and just committed to the process. And so it's not optimal for us. With that said, he made a decision. He's a 19-year-old young man. He's a great young man. He made a decision what was best for himself, and he had to do it. And he's still a Sooner. I hope people come out and watch him play baseball. I will. It's unfortunate for our team and not optimal for our team because we need him. But I feel he feels that's best for his baseball career. But he's a Sooner, and he's a young man that we're all going to get behind when he wears that baseball uniform.
Thanks. Nice guys.
All right, guys.
That loss that you did, what's the goal going forward, knowing how you played in the second half compared to the first half and things?
Yeah, it was really tough for us. Obviously, playing that type of atmosphere early is a good test for us. But I think we learned a lot, honestly. We watched the film already. We were able to pick up some things that we did really bad on, honestly. And we still were, we're fighting all the way to the end. And we could just make, that margin of, errors that we had in that game. And we just slimmed them down a lot. Slim down some. I feel like we gave ourselves a better position to win. So I'm glad we were able to learn early because we got a lot more tests coming up. So I'm glad to see how we take those errors and put them into benefits for us.
Nijel, the way you guys played in the second half, did that give you guys any confidence moving forward? I know you guys lost the game and never want to do that, but just the way you guys bounced back in the second half.
Yeah, like I said, we had a lot of stuff to learn on, and obviously going throughout the game, it didn't seem as much as it was when we look back on it. So I'm glad we were able to learn from that, and we were able to see what we need to do better. And I'm really excited because we got more tests, and it was very early, so I'm glad it happened in November instead of in March or something like that. So I'm glad we were able to learn, and I'm excited to see what we do with it.
You've mentioned you learned a lot from that game. What was maybe the biggest thing, or a couple of things that was the most important thing to learn from that game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we got killed on the glass. I mean, those guys went to the offensive glass, and they went hard every time, and that's something that we could pick up on the offensive end. We got to go to the glass harder. Obviously, we got to box out better as well. We can't give a team that many offensive rebounds and expect to win a game. And obviously, our assist-to-turnover ratio was opposite for us. So we had way more turnovers than we had assists. If we could switch that around, have way more assists than we have turnovers, I think we're one of the best teams in the country.
How's that chemistry with Xavier going for you?
I think it's going well. I mean, you can see we're all playing really well right now. We just need to put it together better, honestly. I mean, we scored enough points to win the game. I just think it comes down to our defense right now and rebounding. I mean, we got enough stops, and those guys are just on the glass, cleaning up what they missed. So if we could just rebound the ball better and take care of the ball better, I think we get ourselves a good position.
With the assist to turnover stuff, how much of that was in the first half? Shots just weren't falling, so there weren't really opportunities for assists. And how much is it just you and Xavier need to do a little bit better, like valuing possessions in certain spots?
Well, obviously, I'm gonna give me and Xavier the blame. I feel like we're two of the leaders on this team, and it's our job to get guys more open shots. I feel like we took some tough ones early. And then, we kind of got out of the rhythm. If we can get guys open shots, easier shots throughout the game, and just get guys flowing, and then they're able to make more tougher shots as the game goes on. So me and Xavier are going to take the blame for that. We're going to get our guys going better early in the game, and then we'll see how the dominoes fall from there.
Nigel, you guys got a lot of new guys on this team, but what have you been told about the game that's played in here? And have you ever played in a venue like this?
I actually have not. I know it's a lot of history behind this, and volleyball still plays in here as well, so it's really nice to see. But I'm excited to see. I heard it's a student-only game, so I'm excited to see how rocking it can get in here. I'm really excited. I mean, it's a new venue for me. I'm just excited to see the Sooner fans in here and get a W in here as well.
It's a challenge as a shooter like yourself to shoot sight lines and stuff. You have to get kind of used to it in here as opposed to a normal arena.
I feel like this one's kind of good, just with the wall behind it doesn't really affect it, especially when you start getting like no wall and no backdrop behind it. That's where you could kind of affect shooting a little bit. But I think this one's good with the walls and stuff around here, so it should be good.
How difficult is it for the team to, handle something like, you go through off season with everybody working out together, and then a game into the season, Alec decides he wants to focus on baseball only?
Yeah, I mean, we supported him as always. I mean, we always talked to him about it. Like, we talked about baseball. We talked about the World Series, and he always given us insight on like baseball stuff because I have nothing or no clue about baseball at all. So we all supported him on his journey. He reached out to us, and we were like, man, like you're a warrior. Going from basketball practice to baseball and then baseball to basketball, working on the swing and coming here working on the jump shot. I'm like, man, you're a different breed for that, man. Like, I don't know how you do it. And for him to say, like, hey, man, I think it's just time for me to focus on baseball. We all supported him. You know what I mean? He's a man. He had to do what he had to do, and we all support him at the end of the day. I know I'm going to be out there to watch him a couple of games. He said I can hit him whenever so I can, work on my baseball swing as well. So we're all still going to be close. I don't think this breaks us at all. And we're just happy that, he's doing what he loves best.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.